This is the real story of what's going on here. AOC is going to run for president of the United States in 2028. I wanted to go into the shutdown, which I think is already starting to blow up in Chuck Schumer's face, because really this isn't about the government or how it's funded at all. What you really should know is what's going on here is Chuck Schumer is terrified of the left wing of his party. And even though he knows this is a poor decision, this is about him trying to cut off some of the political support for AOC, who may well challenge him in the Democrat primary in the New York Senate race and would end his career if she decided to do that. And so here is AOC on Tuesday asked directly if she's the reason that Chuck Schumer is finally decided to shut down the government. Here's cut 9.
There are some people I have seen who have the following theory of why Senate Democrats have not cut a deal where they give 8 votes and move along. And that is that Chuck Schumer is worried about a primary challenge from you and is worried about the politics to his left flank. And so because of that worry about a primary challenge, he's going to shut down the government. Ergo, it is AOC's fault that the government's shutting down, or that you're somehow the kind of fulcrum of this. And I want to just ask you straight up, are you planning to primary challenge him? Do you think that's why he's doing this?
I saw some senators speculating about this, and I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open, and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly.
She's going to run. This is the real story of what's going on here. AOC is going to run for president of the United States in 2028. And if that campaign does not go well, I think she's going to pivot and become a senator and knock Chuck Schumer out of the Senate. That's my prediction for where we are headed. AOC in March of 2027-ish is going to announce that she is running for president of the United States. We'll then have the early primary dates of January and February of 2028. I'm not sure when the final date is to register if you want to primary someone in the New York Senate. But if AOC were to not do well in the 2028 presidential primary, then I think she might pivot and run for the Senate. But I believe Buck has already said, producer Ali, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think I was out on this, that his prediction is that it's a Gavin Newsom and AOC ticket in 2028. And if he didn't say that, because I wasn't on when he was making his prediction, I think I saw that that social media post shared from our team. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Gavin Newsom right now, if you ask me who is going to be the nominee in 2028, I think it will be Gavin Newsom. And I think he will pick AOC as his running mate. Now, I could be wrong. In AOC's time, crazily enough, could be now, and she could leap ahead of Gavin Newsom. I actually think that there's no woman that's going to be the nominee for 2028 for Democrats, because I think they've been scared off a female nominee at the top of their ticket by what happened to Hillary Clinton and what happened to Kamala Harris. And so I believe that they will not be willing to vote for a woman at the top of the ticket, but Gavin Newsom will pick a young, dynamic vice presidential candidate in AOC. And I think that is the favorite for the ticket right now. Now, we still have the midterms. And some of you out there are going to say, and heck, we still got the New York City primary, New York City mayor's race, and the governor's race in Virginia, and the governor's race in New Jersey. All of those still are to come. Those are all in blue jurisdictions. So things can change. And as soon as we get that election, obviously we're going to run very quickly into the midterms, what's going to happen there, primary season, nominees, all of that. But I'm telling you, by January of 2027, maybe even before then, but I don't think people will want to announce before the holidays. By January of 2027, the 2028 presidential election will be in full sprint, particularly on the Democrat side, where everybody's going to enter, because it's an open, uncontested primary. Anyone could theoretically win. if you're out there and you're in your 50s or 60s, this might be your last chance to actually run for president of the United States. And so my bet is that AOC will be running, that Gavin Newsom will be running, and that will end up being your president and vice president. Now, Buck has predicted that Joe Scarborough is going to run for president of the United States. I know that. And I don't think that's a bad take, because I think there will be many different people who are going to run in 2028. But ultimately, I think this shutdown is about Chuck Schumer lacking power over the left wing in his party, being terrified of it. And even though he believes it's bad politically, he is elected to do it, because otherwise, I think he is aware that his time in office could be incredibly short, and his era as the leader of the Democrat Party in the Senate has effectively ended. So that is what I think is the real story behind this. Now, I also want to get into some of the facts behind the argument about illegal immigrants getting health care and how this is involved. And I will give you a run through of that, but that is 100% happening. And I want to talk with you about the way that they are discussing it on the Democrat side to hide the fact that this is actually happening. And look, the reality is this is Chuck Schumer's shutdown. He bears 100% of the responsibility for the fact that the government is shut down. And I don't think this is going to be a good result for the Democrat Party, but I'll tell you why. We'll continue to roll through the Thursday edition of the program. And I'm curious, that question that I asked off the top, you guys can give talkbacks. You can send messages, emails. You can call in and just give names to the call screeners. Who are the people that you actually trust, as trust in legacy media is hitting all-time lows here in 2025? Good news for gold owners out there. Gold is up around 40% this year. Not speculation, that's reality. And if a portion of your savings isn't diversified into gold, you're missing out on a good buying opportunity. When there's instability in the markets or conflict in the world, investors turn to gold. That might be why gold has seen such a price increase and will continue to grow in value. This is why central banks are flocking to gold. They're the ones driving prices up to record highs. You can get in the door now on this opportunity. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. You don't pay a dime out of pocket. Here's how you do it. Just text my name, Clay, to 989898 and claim your free info kit. No obligation, just useful information. Again, what have people done throughout time when they've been nervous about the valuation of assets, about the decline of their currencies? They've decided to invest in gold. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, probably thousands of years, quite accurately. You can do the same. Text Clay to 989898 right now to claim your free info kit on gold. That's Clay to 989898. Protect your future today with Birch Gold.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And be sure to hit that like button.